Welcome in, everybody. My name is Coach Jeremy, and this is your Wednesday night, first Wednesday of February 2023 Bootcamp. All right. We got a crazy one today. I have the whiteboard right here, so I might as well show you. Can you read it? Probably not, but that's okay. We're going to get a serious warm-up in where we're going to go 2 rounds, 1 minute apiece on some stuff that's really going to help us for just one big block. All right. Now, what we're going to do is work on some assessments. So these aren't going to be true assessments. They aren't going to be extremely valid, but it's a good way to figure out just where you are, especially if you haven't done something in a while. And the reason why I say they're not true or they're not valid is because we're not coming from a place of preparation. We're not coming from a place of mental preparation or physical preparation. We're really just kind of going into it and just seeing what we can do, right? And you'd be like, well, that's what every assessment is like. But if I knew that I was coming in and doing a push-up assessment, knew I was coming in and doing a squat assessment, I might have changed what I did maybe the day before or a couple days prior. That way I know I'm getting my true best results. I'm not letting anything hinder it. Anyways, besides the point, that's what we got today. We're going to go warm up, we're going to go assessment, and we're going to just kind of have a little flair to it. So we're going to go 5 minutes on one round, 5 minutes on another round. That is 10 minutes total, your warm up. I know that sounds crazy, but it's going to really give us a lot of time and availability to be able to use our body in the next block. And that's what we're looking for, right? And remember, the goal of a warm-up is just to make sure that you are going to expose your joints and your tissues and everything in the body to what you might experience in the workout itself. All right, so let's go ahead and show you the movements first, okay? We have a lateral squat here. So we're gonna go toes forward, feet wide. We've done this plenty of times. And I just want you to sit to one side, and I want you to think about stacking the hip on top of the knee, on top of the foot, squeezing in the glutes and pressing through your foot to come back in. Try to keep your chest up right here. Don't let your back get involved as you work through this one. Next, we're going to go ahead and take it to our squat hip opener. So we're going to go ahead and narrow up that stance to a regular squat position. I want you to go ahead and drop down as low as you can. If you can get elbows between the thighs, that'd be perfect. If you can't get elbows between the thighs, go ahead and place your hands there as well. But we're just going to sit here, press the knees into the thighs. Press the elbows into the thighs. It'd be crazy to press your knees into your thighs. And then we're just going to go side to side on this one. Remember, if you can't sit as low, that's fine. Just really be active about pushing those knees out. Next, we're going to go to a walkout. No push-up necessary. Get to the edge of your mat. Remember, hinge down or squat down. Walk out with those hands to that awesome plank position. Create that plank, and then walk it all the way back up. You'll take your time on this one. Next, we're going to go ahead and go into a kneeling push-up. Kneeling push-up. We did these the other day. Remember, knees are down, hip width, hands directly underneath chest and shoulders. Toes can be engaged here. And then you just want to go and keep those elbows close to your body rather than further away and press back up. Last one, we're going to do I'm going to call it, quote, high knee, end quote, because I just want you to try and bring those up. But the height is really up to you. And yes, we're going to be there for a minute. So your heart rate's going to come up pretty quickly, right? I'm not looking for high energy in that first one. I'm not looking for high energy really throughout the entire warm-up until we get to maybe that second round and towards the latter end of it, right? That way, we can wrap up that intensity, make sure we're getting a good sweat, and make sure our blood is flowing, and we're ready for that next block. All right, here we go, team. Setting my timer up. A little bit of water, as always. And we go ahead and take it into our lateral squat. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Set up really wide, lateral squat. Let's go. One side to the other. Keep the chest upright. Try not to bend at the hips at all in regards to your torso. And again, you can take your time here. This is what it's supposed to be like, at least in the beginning of a warm-up, right? Listening to what your body tells you and responding to what your body wants to give you. 30 seconds down, just like that. We're going to take it into that squat hip opener next. Even though we are opening at the hips right now, getting really a lot of those lower body joints all working together simultaneously. Good. 15 seconds. Perfect. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and start to shift those feet a little bit more narrow. Find your regular squat position in 3, 2, 1. Slowly drop down. Elbows between the thighs. And then remember, from here, I just want you to shift left to right. Let's see how far you can go. Maybe stay shifted towards one side. Take a breath. Shift towards the other side. Take a breath. If you need a rest, remember, feel free to come on up out of that position. Get back right back into it after you let those legs rest for a bit. And then remember, if you need to, use the arms instead, right? Press them out. Maybe you can't squat as low. That's fine, all right? Listen to what your body's giving you. You hear me say it all the time. You can even be a lot lower, really dump it down. Try and get that little ATG, booty to grass, right? Range of motion. And remember, keep those feet engaged. Toes down, create that arch in that foot. Don't let the foot collapse inward. You got 10 seconds, keeping those hips open. Yes, thank you, Nala. She's ready to assess today. We're going walkouts next. Get ready. Let's go to the edge of the mat. Stand up in 3, 2, 1. And let's go ahead and walk it out, y'all. So again, we walk out, thank you, all the way to a plank position. Squeeze your butt, belly is on, and then walk it all the way back to a stand. Take a second, take a breath, maybe a little back bend here. And then we go through and do it again. Good. Breathe your way into it. Yes. Readjust if necessary. I'm going to do that with my shirt. There we go. All right. Excuse me, Nala. 30 seconds down. And that's halfway through round number 1. It's okay to start sweating. It's okay to start breathing pretty heavily. Again, as we progress through this, move a little bit quicker, more efficiently. That's the goal. We want the blood flow. We want the speed. We want the increased heart rate. We want all the good stuff. 10 seconds here, and then we're going to take it into that kneeling push-up. So maybe if we're in our push-up position, perfect. Let's go and transition knees down in 3, 2, and 1. I'm going to switch it to my fists here, and I'm going to go ahead and work this kneeling push-up. So I'm coming all the way down, pressing all the way up. Now notice the alignment. I had to pull my hands back down a little bit further. They were up here, and that's not really going to support my entire body. If I were to get it more underneath my armpit, bam, now I have that foundation to really help myself get all the way up from off the ground. Next piece is going to be those high knees. Remember, quote, high, end quote, knees. Good, 30 seconds down, you got 30 left here. Let the shoulder blades come together at the bottom. Push your chest away from the ground to the top. 15 seconds. Good. All right, we're about to come up after this rep. Come down. Press up. Got 5 seconds. And let's go ahead and get to those high knees in 3, 2, and 1. Bring them up. All right, so landing on the balls of your feet. Again, this isn't very high with the knees, but it's for sure active. And it's for sure a similar motion to what I would normally do when I'm performing cardio. Notice, I should say performing cardio, I should say running. But again, notice arm swing is occurring opposite to the leg that is bending or moving. Landing on the balls of my feet, heels aren't striking first. Treating my feet like springs. And if you're talking as much as I am, your heart rate's definitely coming up. Keep it up, y'all. Let's go. 30 seconds down, less than 30 seconds to go. Then we go back up to the top, and we can make things a little bit tougher. All right, we'll talk about how to do that in a second. 15 seconds, come on. 10. All right, here we go, y'all. Set up lateral squat in 3, 2, and 1. All right, how do we make them tougher? For every single movement, remember, setting up wide, going side to side here. Every single movement can, 1, be tougher if you go faster, okay? Or 2, be tougher if you go slower, right? So the faster aspect is gonna bring up that heart rate a whole lot. The slower aspect is going to put time under tension on those muscles. And when I mean slower, I mean a lot slower than what we did in round number 1. When I mean faster, it's a lot faster than what we did in round 1. As long as we can hold technique and form, can't be mad at either. Okay, again, we got 20 seconds left here. Gonna go a little bit quicker than what I did before. Really still want to feel out my range of motion and my depth. We got 10 seconds. All right, let's go squat hip opener in 3, 2, 1, and let's come back down. So this one, there's no real movement occurring, right? It's just that shift. But maybe we can assist and open up our ankles a little bit. Instead of shifting directly right or directly left, think about angling the knee over your foot, all the way until that heel comes up. Notice my heel's not coming up, right? Perfect. Shift that knee over the foot. Heel's not coming up. I'm feeling tension on the front right here of my ankle and my foot, like I hit a roadblock. So now I'm kind of experimenting with what my ankles can do at the bottom of my squat. I've come back down, just past that 30-second mark, and I'm just gonna chill and just let gravity do its magic. Hang out here, relax. 15 seconds. This is my idea of relaxing, that's for sure. You got less than 10 seconds. We're gonna go to that walkout next. Remember, if you wanna add something, you could add maybe a tap, a reach. Don't add a push-up. In 3, 2, 1. All right, get to the edge of your mat. So remember, you come down, feet are hip width. You hinge to get to that plank position. Once you're there, okay? Remember, you can tap right to left. You can tap hips, same side. You can go for a reach if you'd like. Or just keep it exactly what it was before and walk it all the way up. Now remember, if you are gonna add a little flair to it, the one thing I do want you to try and do is keep your body position away from moving outside of where we start, right? So if we're in that plank, solid position, right? Boom. I don't want you shifting hips to add that tap. I don't want the hips to drop as you go for a reach. Keep the body position exactly where it was. Tap, tap, no movement occurring, right? All right, we got 10 seconds. We're gonna take it, second to last move. Kneeling push-up, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Both knees down, hip width. I like to engage those toes as well. Squeezing that butt, pulling my shoulders into my back pocket, and then coming down all the way and pressing through. All right? So again, coming down, press through. Take a second, load up with air. Hold that air in your belly. Exhale it slowly when you're coming up. And that's something I'm gonna add on to as we have just over 30 seconds left here. So keep working through that push-up while I talk. It's important to know how to be able to use your breath, team. It's simple to inhale on the easiest portion of the movement, exhale on the toughest portion. That's generally what we like to tell you. But we're trying to protect ourselves a little bit more. I'm gonna give you that one extra piece where I want you to pull that air into your stomach, and I want you to brace and put tension around it, almost like a big balloon. And then when you're letting that air out, remember, it's like you're untying the balloon and just letting it a tiny bit out at a time. That's how we should focus on our breath. Let's go high knees for the last minute. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Our version of high knees, at least just for this warm up. Stay active here. Yes, land on the balls of your feet, but really turning on a lot of that lower body stuff. Again, that impact, that landing, helping us get some forces we wouldn't normally get. One big block coming up next. I can't wait. Hyped up for this one. 30 seconds down. You got 30 seconds left. Can you take them a little higher? Can you go a little quicker? Maybe do a circle. Spin around. Have some fun. Swing those arms.